everyone! The winner of the science fair is about to be announced!
It's totally going to be you.
Yeah, your homemade polygraph test was incredible.
Stop it, both of you. There are a lot of great projects. It's anyone's award at the moment.
Okay, so the votes have been tallied, and we're ready to announce this year's runner-up and winner of today's event.
It's happening!
And once again, congratulations to all of you and your wonderful projects. This year's runner-up is Artificial Hand by Isaac Watson.
Well deserved.
And the winner of this year's science fair is Robot Artist by Pamela Mondi.
You have got to be kidding me! Okay, by now you've probably heard the news. My polygraph project didn't place to the science fair.
Lie detected.
Okay, fine, I placed third, which meant I only got a certificate. Here's the thing, I worked really hard on this project, and third place would have been totally fine. Except, well, I don't have to tell you how shocked I was to hear that Pamela Mondi placed first. Between you and me, I wouldn't be surprised if it was ever found out that
Found out what, Doc Connor?
Pamela, how did you—
Take over your vlog? What a silly question to ask after my decisive win at the science fair. But please continue. What wouldn't surprise you about my win?
That you cheated. Everyone knows you didn't take the fair seriously, but somehow you ended up with the winning project. Seems fishy to me.
I can't believe you would accuse me of such a thing. Of course, even if I did, you'd never be able to prove it. And I did find one thing that interested me about this whole stupid fair.
Oh yeah? What's that?
Watching you fail. Au revoir!
I cannot believe this. First, Pamela pulls off a miracle win in the fair. Then she hijacks my own vlog? I just don't get it. I work hard and follow the rules, but it didn't seem to matter. Why does it seem like bad things always happen to good people? I feel a mystery coming on. You know what that means. We've got a case to crack. Looks like we got a case of corruption on our hands. We need to discover why bad things happen to good people, then maybe we can figure out how to prove Pamela didn't really deserve the award. The first step in a case like this is research. The internet is a great place to start, but we have to be careful with where we look, because not everything on the internet can be trusted. Okay, this seems like it happens to a lot of people. This might take a little while, so I'm gonna need some fuel. Let's do this. Makayla, I'm so glad you called. I was actually in the middle of research for a case, and, well, it's a little overwhelming.
Oh, you're on a case? I'd love to hear about it, but...
But what?
Well, I can't talk right now. I'm going to get to meet one of my heroes on a video call.
Really? Who?
Her name is Bethany Hamilton. She's a surfer.
Why have I heard that name before?
She has an incredible story. They even made a movie about her.
That's right. Didn't she get attacked by a shark when she was just a kid?
That's her. I can't wait to meet her. I was actually calling to see if you wanted to be on the call too. It's like this mentorship thing that my mom signed me up for.
Actually, Makayla, I think Miss Hamilton might be just the person to help me get to the bottom of my problem.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I'll be over in a minute.
It's time to take this case on the road. The digital road, that is.
Thanks for meeting with us, Miss Hamilton.
I'm so stoked to be here, Makayla.
This is my best friend, Doc Connor. She has a big problem on her hands, and we were hoping you could help.
Miss Hamilton, tell us about what happened to you when you were younger.
Well, I've been surfing since I was very young, and when I was about your age, I lost my left arm in an incident with a tiger shark.
That must have been so traumatic.
It really was, but you know what? I didn't let that stop me from being willing to try and still go after my dreams. A month after the incident, I was back in the ocean, and 2 years later, I won my first national surfing title.
Wow, how did you do that after experiencing something so painful?
Well, I really believe my faith in God is what kept me going, and even the bad things that happen in our lives can be overcome when we trust in God's plan.
So about that, we know that bad things happen to good people all the time. Like you, for instance. Why is that?
Well, first, that statement isn't quite accurate. See, all people are born into a broken world. We read in the Bible that there is no one who is truly good and no one who is perfectly holy like God. Secondly, we all experience good and bad things in our life that are independent of our own actions. There wasn't a certain amount of bad I did to invite an encounter with a shark. It just is something that happened.
That seems uncaring of God, if I'm being honest. Can't he just stop the bad things?
This is actually one of the incredible things about God. Because the world is broken and bad things will naturally happen, but God knows how to use those bad things to do something even greater than if they had never happened at all.
Okay, so you're gonna have to explain that.
Well, take my story as an example. I don't know if I would have had the opportunities I have had without every part of my story, both the good and the bad. And I'm talking way more than just the surfing aspect. I'm now able to mentor young women. I've shared my story through films, and I just wrote another book called Surfing Past Fear. It's been so rad to see God using my story to share His goodness, hope, and love to people all around the world.
So what you're saying is bad things happen because of sin, but God uses bad things to do great things.
Yes, that's a much more concise way to say it. See, God has used my story in ways that
Wait a minute.
I couldn't even...
What if this whole thing wasn't about Pamela winning at all? What if God is trying to use me to do something greater than coming in first in a science fair?
Dot, you're making this weird.
Miss Hamilton, thank you for your help. You've given me a huge break in the case.
Oh, good! I'm so glad I was able to help.
Mac, I've got an idea, but it's gonna take all of us to pull it off.
Oh man, I hope it's some sort of heist. I've always wanted to do that.
No, Alex, it's not a heist.
Fine. Just a small one.
Alex!
Well. If it isn't Dolt Connor. I see you brought your nerd friends with you this time.
Pamela, I've decided to end this conflict once and for all.
Bring it on. You'll never defeat me, Doc Connor. Winning the science fair has given me more power than you could possibly imagine.
Not so fast, Pamela. We did a little digging and discovered your father works in the field of robotics. Interesting coincidence, given your project was about a robot making art.
That's not all. We took a look at the painting the robot made after you left it behind at school. It wasn't a painting at all, but a printout designed to look like it was painted.
But you know what, Pamela? I'm not mad that you two did to win the science fair. In 1 Peter 1, we read that Christians endure trials to refine our faith in God. God is working on a plan that I'm not aware of, and I can trust that His plan is best for my life.
You think you're all so smart, but none of this matters. So what if I cheated? I still won, and that means you lost. The end.
Did you get that, Principal Brown?
I'm very disappointed to hear you say that, Pamela.
Wait, what? How?
We invited him to join the call.
He was on the whole time, just not on video.
Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to strip you of your title. And there will be further consequences when you return to school on Monday. Well, I guess you all know what this means. Isaac, you are officially our first place winner.
Thank you, Principal Brown.
Congratulations, Isaac.
My man.
What a day. What I thought was a case of corruption turned out to actually be a case of fraud.
I guess it's a good thing you lost to Pamela in science fair.
If you hadn't been suspicious of her, then Isaac wouldn't have been the true winner.
Bad things are going to happen to us because we live in a broken world. But that doesn't mean that God isn't working to turn those bad things into something good. That's the solution to our case, web detectives. I can trust God's plan. We won't always know what God is doing in our lives, but we can trust that it's going to be something much better than we could ever imagine.
Does that mean we can close the book on this case?
You bet. We've got to get ready for a quiz, so that'll need to be all the detective work for today.
Remember, the truth is out there.
We've just got to go find it.
Catch you later.